Did you know 1 in 3 divorces cites social media as being a contributing factor? These apps are supposed to be bringing us together, and instead they just drive us apart. I wasn't really thinking much about this, to be honest, until I read a comment this morning talking about how social media played a huge part in his divorce, and it got me thinking, just how common is this? So I started looking up some of the statistics, and it's quite staggering. And then it got me to reflect just how social media did actually have an impact on my divorce. So in this video, I'll go over some of the ways that social media impacts marriages, relationships, is a big cause, indicator of leading to divorce. And then I'll give you some tips that I'll try to help you recover if that's something that you've been going through. Let me know in the comments, has social media impacted your relationships? In what ways? Is it something that you think is going to go away ever, or is it going to get worse? Just let me know your thoughts on social media, how it impacted your divorce and your relationships. But the first way that the study talked about was that because of social media, it is easier than ever to start having emotional affairs. You can connect with old acquaintances, old boyfriends, old people from high school, friends. You can get a person's Instagram at the coffee shop. It is easier than ever to start new online relationships. They say 1 in 3 divorces start because of online emotional affairs. So this goes back to, just texting old coworkers, old boyfriends. This actually did happen to me. So my wife left me 7 years ago for her coworker. So I didn't really contribute social media to the divorce. Didn't really think it had much of an impact at all. It was not something I was thinking about. So when I started doing this research today, and it talks about emotional affairs and how that, it's easier than ever to connect with boyfriends or whoever, I was like, oh yeah, this did happen to me 7 years prior to the divorce. So about 13 years ago, 14 years ago, she was talking with one of her old high school friends, and they were starting a relationship. We were going through some tough times. We were fighting a little bit. Probably not the happiest times in our lives. And she started this connection with this old high school friend. And they'd been talking for a few weeks, and eventually she started calling him sexy. They were flirting, and I found these messages. So for a few weeks this was going on. It was behind my back. I had no idea what was going on. And after I found it, I brought it up to her. We did have a fight, and I was tempted to divorce her at that time. I was very much close to just being done with it. I thought that was going to be the last straw. I remember I went out that night by myself just to see what it would be like to be single, and I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it would have been probably the right decision, but we had discussions. We decided we'd work it out, which in the end was probably a mistake. It just showed I had no boundaries and that she could get away with it, because the relationship never recovered. It was never the same after that. I couldn't trust her the same. The second way social media affects relationships is that it's never been easier to get validation and to compare yourselves to others. So if you guys are having any sort of argument, any sort of fight, this kind of goes back to the emotional affair as well. She fights, and then she can easily post some stuff on Instagram, get some validation, get some likes. They say about 30% of people on Tinder are married, so she could easily just go on Tinder, start a profile, get a bunch of validation that way, see what our options are. I made a video about this yesterday, where a lot of women are getting divorced and then regretting it afterwards. They see that it's not so great on the other side, and a lot of that is because their plan isn't working out. If their plan had worked out, they probably wouldn't want their husband back. But because their plan isn't working out, that's when they do want her back. But it's never been easier for them to start forming a new plan while they're with you. If you guys have any sort of argument, if she's unhappy, if she thinks I need some validation, she could easily get on Instagram, do some funny dances, just pose in sexy ways, put herself on Tinder. She'll get tons of matches, so you can easily see what's out there. She can easily start flirting and building that connection with other people. So validation, never been easier, as well as comparison with others. She can see her friends' profiles, see what they're doing, see that their life is so much better than hers. And with social media, you're only seeing the positive stuff. She's not seeing, what their day-to-day life is like. They're just seeing the part where they're with a new person, or they're traveling, or they're just showing the good parts of their life. You don't see the negative parts. So it's never been, she can easily compare her relationship with you to her friends or some other people that she knows, or just, other people she's envious of. So it's something that can easily have an effect on, the relationship. If she's comparing your relationship to everybody else's and then thinking hers is so bad, she's not gonna wanna work on it, she's just gonna wanna escape. So that's a huge impact social media has. The third way is that there's tons of influencers out there on social media telling her that she should put herself first, even if that means leaving a good man. In that video I made the other day, focus in on that 90-10 rule, where a guy could have 90% of everything she wants, but we'll focus on the 10% he doesn't. And these women are telling him, well, you deserve everything, you deserve more. And these videos aren't ever promoting personal responsibility. They're not ever bringing up to their attention, like, what more could you do in the relationship so that you could have the relationship that you want. It's always, you deserve more, he's not doing enough, it's better just to probably get divorced. It's the grass is so green out there, you can go out, you can see a lot of new people, you're finally free. And then when the plan doesn't work, they're coming back and wanting to get back with their husbands who hopefully have moved on. Like, you don't want to take back a woman that left you. Like, she moved on, she's done with you. You need to focus on yourself. So social media, if they're watching that stuff, I didn't know how common that stuff was. Not only that there's tons of women out there promoting how great divorce is, promoting that everyone should get divorced, men are trash, you don't need a husband. And then, you don't know what their motives are. They could just be saying all that for clicks and views, and now they're ruining marriages. And I don't know, I didn't realize how common it was. I don't want to see that. But also, if they're watching stuff on just how they always deserve more, but it's not focused on what they can do to improve stuff. So that's a huge part. And then also, the fourth reason that the article mentioned was because of social media, there's a lot of going behind people's backs. It's easy to, do these secret relationships, send these DMs, send these likes, and it's very, it's not gonna breed any trust. It's gonna make, I would imagine, both people, if whoever's doing it, feel a little bit guilty, like they know it's probably wrong. But I know for me, I like to build my social media. I guess this is why it's a double-edged sword. I build my social media up. I want my Instagram to make me look as attractive as possible. I make sure I have good photos on there. I make sure I show off that I'm traveling. I want to show off my lifestyle, that I'm a high-value man. And when I give my Instagram out to a woman, I want them to want to respond back to me. So when I'm giving out my Instagram at bars or at the grocery store, or wherever I'm meeting these people, I don't know that they're necessarily married. Maybe they're not going to tell me the truth. So I hope I'm not responsible for it, but it would be easy for them to just go behind their husband's back and start messaging me or messaging whoever does approach them. And same with the husband if he's doing that too. Social media is so accessible to people. It's easy to just go behind people's backs and really not harbor any trust, not build up any sort of communication. So, I don't know, I guess I didn't really think about it much because I've been single for so long that I don't really worry about it so much. The girls that I do see, I know that they do like me, and if they are doing that, I guess I have no control over that. I'm gonna do the best I can no matter what. If that happens, I'll deal with it at that time. But I guess I just never really thought too much about social media and the impact it has. Those are a few ways that social media impacts divorces, relationships. Let me know in the comments if any of that stuff resonates with you. Has that stuff happened to you? Is that your experience? Like I said, I had the emotional affair that really resonated with me. It brought up a lot of memories of what happened when we were going through our issues. But I could see how, with social media being as popular as it is now, like with Tinder and Instagram, like it's so easy to get validation. I haven't been in that serious of a relationship yet to where I've had to worry about that, but I could definitely see how that might affect you if you've been married for a long time. Like, that's bound to creep up. So let me know in the comments if that happened to you. Now that you're aware of, how social media does impact relationships, here's some things that you can do. First one being is don't take it personal. This is from the 4 agreements. What she did, that is on her. Those are her values. That does not mean you're not enough. That does not mean that you're a bad person. That does not mean you're a bad husband. You have no control over what she's thinking, what she's feeling. Maybe maybe her values just are not aligned with yours, and now you're just realizing it. You can't control her actions. If you're gonna take I know for me, I would take everything personal. I thought I was not enough. I thought she was doing this because I wasn't doing a good job. I wasn't a good husband. But in reality, it's just we weren't a good fit. She wanted to go her own way. That was her decision. That was her values. The only thing I could do was say, fuck it. I'm going to start working on myself. I'm going to become better. I'm going to focus on myself. So that's step 2 is, be aware that it's not personal. She's got her own values. It sucks she's left, but you can make this a gift if you want. If you want to take that pain and become better, you can. So be aware of it. Don't take it personal, and then start working on ways to improve yourself. I made a video about this the other day. Make your bed. Start journaling. Have a morning routine. Morning routine of making your bed. You easily start with a win. Your room looks nicer, and you can just add on consistently. You can start, for me, I like drink apple cider vinegar, and then, in the afternoon, practice gratitude, and then in the evenings, work out, journal. There's things you can do to improve yourself. Because it's going to be difficult to move on if you're always focused on what she's doing, what she's been doing, like her social media, all that stuff. Like when I was thinking of that stuff, I couldn't focus on me. I wasn't able to focus on ways that I could improve. I was only focused on her new boyfriend, her social media, and it's very toxic, very detrimental. So start focusing on what you can do to improve. Start looking at morning routines, getting out there, socializing, meeting new people. You'll find that there are a lot of good people out there. Make some new friends. You don't want to be alone. It's even harder to go through this alone. I know that for sure. So reach out to people. Join the community. There's plenty of people out there that have gone through the same things that you have. Talk to them. Find out steps that they have gone through to recover, to feel better about themselves. It's a tough time in life, and you don't want to go through it alone. I felt very alone when I was going through it. It took months of being down in the dumps, stalking social media, stalking Facebook, until I started, being able to get over that stuff. You can start using that pain to really start improving yourself. I wanted to make her regret leaving me. I used that pain after a few months to start working out, start losing weight, start traveling, get out of my town. I was doing whatever I could to get better at social skills, to meet new women. I was reading books, I was watching YouTube videos, I was getting mentors. I made it a mission to become better, and I was using that pain because of it. I didn't want to feel that pain again. I wanted her to regret her decisions. I didn't want to take it personally. I was taking it personal. I was thinking it was a hit to me that I wasn't good enough. So I started finding ways to prove that I was good enough. It's probably not the best mindset. So that's why it's easier said than done. I hope that you can not take it personal. Kind of listen to some David Goggins, personal accountability stuff. Just find ways that you can control your emotions and work towards positive results because of it. I guess the last thing would be just become unshakable. You're a strong person. You can handle difficult situations. You are, if you want it to be, you can make this the best thing that ever happened to you. You can use that pain, you can focus, you can just become a completely different individual, start traveling, meet new people. You don't have to be alone. I know it's gonna be tough at first, but you can do it. We're here to help you. So I'll leave it there. This is day 69 making videos in a row. This feels like probably one of the more difficult ones I've made. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just getting back into the groove, or just a difficult topic. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, ways that I can improve. I want to make these videos valuable to you guys. I want to be able to build the community, so I need your help with that. Let me know also if social media is something that you worry about still. Now that I've read this article about how 1 in 3 divorces are caused by, social media, or maybe not caused by, but contribute to it, it's got me nervous. Like, you could be happy for 5 years in a marriage, and then all of a sudden, she's reconnected with an old boyfriend who gets in her DMs, or she goes to a coffee shop and a guy's very friendly to her and then gives her his Instagram, and they start chatting. So I think that's where it just becomes important that you always got to be aware of hypergamy. She's always going to look to improve. She's always going to look for more value. So you have to just stay valuable. You have to continue to date her, I guess, like keep building that relationship up so she's not looking for new options. But it is scary to see, like, you could be happy for years, and then one day some new guy comes along on social media, has a cool profile, lives a life, starts DMing her, starts getting her out. Or she starts watching girls on TikTok saying, how she deserves better. She's gonna move on. She should move on. The grass is so green out there. And then, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I just know that I saw those videos with the girls wanting their husbands back after that. And it makes me reflect on myself, because I probably, if I had not started working on myself, if I had taken that shit personal and I started just moping around for longer than I did and never really tried to recover, I probably would have taken her back, because I thought I would have been doing the right thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm being a good man for taking her back. I'm forgiving her. I'm very gracious. Whereas it would have just been an indicator of me having no boundaries still. She would have lost respect. We would have drifted into the same patterns, and I don't know. I don't want that for you guys. So don't be one of those guys that takes their woman back. I don't know. Hopefully you're not, but it obviously does happen. So I don't know. But it just, social media, getting even more powerful. It's got to be something to constantly be aware of. I guess the way to mitigate it would be to talk to each other, let each other know that you don't want each other on social media all the time. Be very open about it. Hopefully you guys have some trust and you guys can communicate what's going on. So I'll leave it there. It's Sunday night now. It's been a long week, so probably edit this video, post it for tomorrow. I'm working on some free content for you guys for like a step-by-step course that I think try to help you guys as much as I can. Like I said, I want to build up some value. So do that. Gonna get back on the grind tomorrow, hit the gym. But yeah, it's a good day. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. You're doing well. If you're looking for anybody to talk to or need some support, join that community. There's a lot of like-minded guys out there. We want to see you improve, want to see you guys get better. And yeah, I'll leave it there.